happening, and welcome to the biggest game of the year as tonight, Longmeadow takes on Pope Francis, the old 1v3 battle right here on Pope Prep. AJ Gonzalez, voice of the Cardinals, alongside with you, just getting things rolling here on Pope Prep. Unfortunately, our camera has gone out. We are currently fixing the problem, so you're going to have to hear the best radio voice in sports and AJ Gonzalez. Right off the bat, Rich Roy's going to try to start it out. This Cardinal team has been a work of art. Undefeated start to the season. But now Longmeadow comes in, trying to end perfection today here at Pope Francis. Dan Bez trying to get back quickly, but eventually Longmeadow will now start to get working. Glad to be doing a lacrosse game once again. I'm going to be doing a little bit of radio impersonation here, so I'll try to follow the play as it goes. Not really the best thing for me, but I'll try to do the best I can for you, the viewers at home. Reminder, folks, to like this content, subscribe to our channel. We're producing the best unique content anywhere on the high school sports scene, so no matter where you are, however you may be listening, we thank you. Longmeadow at the 30-yard line, trying to get it going deep into the Pope Francis end. Longmeadow, nice passing. Cardinals looking for defense to start it out. Pope Francis, Longmeadow, the battle we've been waiting for. Pope Francis, the big game, the big upset that we saw was them taking on Minnechaug in Minnechaug and somehow, some way finding a way to win that game rather thoroughly. And now Longmeadow with possession, trying to get on the board first, trying to fire in a shot there, but eventually it was blocked off by Matt Davis. JoJo McClellan trying to fire in the first shot before he can do anything else. The whistle will blow. Ball went into the soccer net, so be a bit change of pace here as Longmeadow will still take possession. Cardinals looking for some defense early on. Clock running here early on in the first quarter. 10:30 to go. AJ Gonzalez here doing radio play-by-play for now. Camera's getting fixed due to the weather issues here. Thunder, a bit of that. Camera not giving us the full cooperation today, so you're going to have to hear the best radio voice in sports. Longmeadow trying to move it around, but quickly it goes behind them. Trying to go for a kick there was Longmeadow, so it'll be Pope Francis possession going the other way. It'll be Connor Ondrick, the senior, throwing it back in. As the Cardinals are ready to get moving, and here we go. Connor Ondrick has it for Pope, the senior. Around midfield is Connor Ondrick. Ondrick stopping on the dime, a little bit of a shake and bake. Ondrick to the 30, trying to spinorama, trying to do a little something near the center of the field. Connor Ondrick looking back now, finds his man open. It's Zach Buffone. Ziggy's going to trail it back to Gage Spalonga. All aboard the Gage train. How many times have we said that this year? Gage looking inside, trying to get it going early to Roy, but eventually the nice save was made there by Brendan McGear. McGear makes the save. 9:45 to go in this opening quarter. Just getting underway here on Pope Prep. Again, folks, we're currently figuring out the camera issue. We do apologize. It should be back up in no time. Longmeadow still trying to work it in, however, trying to take it the other way. They have it deep down to the Cardinal zone. Trying to make some space and create some plays here is Joe Keenan. Keenan moving it back around to Finley Moran. Moran on over to JoJo McClellan. McClellan trying to just shake and bake, trying to find an outlet. Here comes Longmeadow. Longmeadow trying to strike first in this battle of the heavyweights. Tuesday night might just give us the game of the year. Longmeadow with Dom Verratti looking around. Going behind the net is Longmeadow, trying to fire in a shot. No! Goes off the side of the net, and Matt Davis now will eventually pick it up. 9 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Here's Davis. Davis on over to Rich Roy. Roy trying to create some space, trying to make a play here. He finds his man. That is Jason Reiser. So Reiser coming into the game, trying to get something going for the Cardinals. It's Connor Ondrick. Ondrick trying to create some space. Here we go. Ondrick stopping on a dime, trying to do a little bit of a shake and bake. Ondrick looking around, finds his man. It's Mike Wolanski. Wolanski around midfield. 8:28 to go in this opening quarter. Cardinals looking for something. Wolanski, quick feet. Around the 30-yard line, he has it. Trying to go for the little spinorama. He'll stop on a dime. He'll try to shake and bake again. Wolanski looking around, trying to fire in a shot, but eventually Longmeadow got there in just the nick of time. I think Wolanski kind of fanned on it too, but Longmeadow got there in the nick of time to clear things out of order. They still have it deep in their own end, trying to get it out now as Longmeadow. One pass does the job. Longmeadow trying to work it up quickly down the left side of the field. Here they come, all the way to the Cardinal 30. Longmeadow round, trying to find an outlet. They have it. Finley Moran tossing it on over. Longmeadow looking for the first goal. Battle of the heavyweights could come down to one goal very easily tonight. One seed, number one ranked team in Western Massachusetts, the Pope Francis Cardinals, the number 3 ranked Longmeadow team. They've got a gauntlet of a week ahead of them. Today, here Tuesday, It's Pope Francis, and then on Thursday they're going to travel and take a little road day trip over to Minnechaug and take on Minnechaug in Minnechaug. So a little bit of a road skirmer for them as that shot goes just past Matt Davis, goes to the right of him. Do apologize, folks. Camera is starting to turn back on. Again, the weather issues today not helping us at all. Cardinals looking around, trying to create some defense. Here we go. Nick Cody trying to get back there behind the net. Look out. Longmeadow has it, trying to fire in a little slide swiper. But the save was made there by the Super 7 selection, Matt Davis. Davis covers it up. 7:05 to go now in this opening quarter. Cardinals trying to move it up and try to create space. It's Connor Odrick. Odrick looking around. Here he is. It's Connor. Connor trying to go coast to coast. Going to wrap it around the Longmeadow net. Look for an outlet. He finds his man. It's Gage Spralonga. Bad things happen to defenses when Gage Spralonga has possession. Wolansky moving it back over to Gage. All aboard the Gage train, says everyone here at Pope Francis. Choo, 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 he's rolling. Here comes Gage. Gage like a work of art when he runs and try to fire in a shot, but the side swiper is made, and the save, rather, is made there by Brendan McGear. So McGear covers up. 0-0 game just getting underway here at Pope Francis. Says McGear's going to have to do a little change of course. Gage Spralonga was giving him a bit of a hard time. Cam Gillis trying to get back there on defense, and Josh Ivey will eventually come away with it. Good play there by Cam Gillis around midfield. Cardinals still trying to take it in the other way. Here's Ziggy Buffone. Ziggy looking around, trying to find Gage Spralonga, but that pass goes over his head. Longmeadow now will try to take it in the other way. It's Ryan Dziergowski. Dziergowski trying to make the play, but eventually it's taken away. Cardinals still trying to get back on the defensive side now. Longmeadow looking for space. Trying to get on the board first. One goal could be huge any way it goes. Spring sports season already coming down to the... I mean, it goes by so fast. I mean, it feels like a month and it's all over. All the excitement, the joy, waiting to play spring sports. 1 month, pop, over. Seniors going out soon. I believe their last day of exams, I want to say it's May 19th. Don't quote me on that. May 19th, I believe, is their last day. So after May 19th, they are no longer Pope Francis students. They're officially alumni. Cardinals trying to get back there. Nick Cody looking for defense, but eventually it'll be Matt Davis making the save for Pope. And here come the Cardinals trying to take it the other way. It's Mike Wolansky. Wolansky looking back, finds his man. It's Matt Davis. Davis in that for Pope Francis has been stellar this year. Sophomore, didn't even know if he was going to be a goalie freshman year, but he stepped into the role that Cardinals needed. They didn't even have a goalie on the roster, as it goes perfectly to Ivy. Ivy trying to create some space. Couldn't do much there. Longmeadow will try to take it away. Davis has stepped onto the scene this year, and it's been a culmination for him this year, leading the way and paving the path for the Cardinals to have this undefeated picturesque start thus far. Longmeadow now have it deep into the Cardinal end, trying to create something down the field. Around the 30-yard line, they have it. Longmeadow holding possession, looking for space. Just going to take the time that they need to make a play happen. Again, folks, Pope Prep, we're getting our camera back on in just a second here. Camera has turned on, so we just need to get it the way we want it. Sometimes the PTZ doesn't like to cooperate with us. Here's Nick Cody. Cody will just have to move it back to Matt Davis. A little bit of pressure from Joe Keenan. Cardinals looking for some space. It's Jake Jarrell. Jarrell's going to try to fire a little bit of a long ball down the right side to Ziggy Buffone around the 50-yard line. Ziggy in a dogfight for it there with Longmeadow. Cardinals still going to look for it. Off the turf, picking it up there was Enzo LaCorey for a minute, but he couldn't hold on. Longmeadow now trying to take it the other way. Longmeadow trying to fire it in. Tic-tac-toe! Longmeadow, what do you know? They lead 1-0, but there is a flag down. The goal going to stand? Let's see. Clapping from both fans. I believe that was Joe Keenan netting it in for Longmeadow. As we got a stoppage here and a little bit of a whistle. And then that, Matt Davis having a little bit of a conversation with the officials down there. Officials can have a little bit of a conference about what just happened as well. Flag will be picked up. Let's see what they decide to do here. 1-0 the lead for Longmeadow as it currently sits, with Joe Keenan netting in the first goal for Longmeadow. Okay, so they are going to count the goal. So goal's going to stand. It is 1-0 now for Longmeadow with 3:40 to go in this opening quarter. not so hot start for Pope Francis. Cardinals trying to get it back, though, and we're going the way of Longmeadow. So off the face-off, Dan Bez can't get the job done, meaning Longmeadow will take possession. 3:35 to go, opening quarter, 1-0 the lead for Longmeadow. Pressure-esque situation now. Pope Francis looking for some defense. Longmeadow trying to add on. Already up 1-0 here in Pope Francis. The undefeated Cardinals undefeated season on the line. Longmeadow just trying to hold possession. They have it cleanly with Dom Varsity. Multiple sport athlete Dom Varsity. He's going to try to go coast to coast, trying to net it on goal, but the save is made there by Matt Davis. Longmeadow with the pressure here early on in the first quarter. Cardinals trying to find their footing up the field, trying to find Ryan Goki there as Davis, but they couldn't connect, not on the same page. Longmeadow will take the turnover and try to make the Cardinals pay the other way. It's JoJo McClellan. JoJo stopping on a dime, feeding over to Varsity. Varsity back to JoJo. JoJo moving it around. Longmeadow passing it around the horn, trying to get on the board. Already up 1-0 in this opening quarter. Cardinals now will try to take the turnover. Longmeadow having a hard time fielding in the pass, and eventually the Cardinals now will try to take it. Here's Jake Jarrell. Jarrell trying to make the play. Cardinals still trying to get there, but eventually it'll be Ziggy Buffone getting it for Pope Francis. Here's IB trying to do something before we can do anything else. I think we've got a whistle and a stoppage. I think we got a timeout on the field. I believe the timeout was taken by Pope Francis, I want to say. So timeout, Pope Francis will step aside. 2:13 to go in the opening quarter. Cardinals down by 1. Battle of the heavyweights. 33 seed Longmeadow up early. 1-0 on the number 1 seed, Pope Francis Cardinals. Back in a flash on Pope Prep. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're ready to resume. First quarter, 2:13 to go. In the opening quarter, Longmeadow have struck early. 1-0 is their lead. Cardinals with possession now around midfield. Ready to get going here. AJ Gonzalez, voice of the Cardinals, alongside with you. Longmeadow have had most of the pressure here in this opening quarter. It's been a fury for them. Matt Davis has stood up. Connor Ondrick looking for space. Trying to find Mike Wilansky. Goes off his stick. Wilansky lays a man flying. He sent him all the way back to the 30-yard line. It was around the 35 where he hit him. And now eventually it was, I believe that was, Wilansky. That was a smack time hit from Mike Wilansky. I think our cameras are starting to turn back on here. Give us a sec, folks. 1:24 to go, so we'll just act like the first quarter didn't happen. No Longmeadow goal. You can't see me, says the PTZ camera that we have up top here in the big house here in Pope Francis. Wilansky looking for space. Watching the clock, too. 1:10 to go. Wilansky in the opening quarter, trying to get it going for Pope Francis, looking for a goal. Cardinals looking for space. Here's Connor Ondrick. Ondrick around the 30-yard line of the 20. Ondrick looking around. Move it back to the 30-yard line. Watching the clock again. 53 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Ondrick looking for something, but eventually Longmeadow, with the stingy defense, finally gets a Cardinal turnover. So it means Longmeadow will hold possession before we can do anything else. We've got a whistle again. And we've got another timeout. So timeout taken now by Longmeadow That'll give us a chance to get our camera back and going, making sure it's okay. Ladies and gentlemen, glad you've chosen Pope Prep. Big week coming up for Pope Prep Sports. And always a big week here at Pope Francis, but Pope Prep Sports always here. Rain may impact some of the games this week, so we'll have to see with that. 43.8 seconds to go. I'm not going to turn off the mic or anything like that. 43.8 to go. Glad you can join us. AJ Gonsalves here. 1-0 the lead for Longmeadow. You got to say it, biggest game of the year. 1 seed Pope Francis, number 3 seed Longmeadow. Longmeadow in the gauntlet this week. They love having that hard schedule. So for Longmeadow, it's at the Minnechaug on Thursday, so the Tuesday-Thursday gauntlet for them. So 43.8 seconds to go. Cardinals trying to get something going here at the end of this first quarter. But it's been the Longmeadow show thus far. Ready to get out of the timeout. Again, this is our first lacrosse game in a month. It has literally been 1 month since we have done a lacrosse game in here. It's been a lot of road games for Pope Francis sports. I mean, lacrosse this year, it's been a fury of road games, so haven't been able to see this great team, but when we have, it's been excellent to say the least. 42 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Glad the camera is back on so you can see what's happening on the big field. Longmeadow looking for space, trying to create something down the field. Longmeadow around the net, trying to go around Matt Davis. They'll cut on a dime again and stop. Looking for space here is Longmeadow, trying to fire in a shot, but eventually that one will deflect out of play. Means it'll be Longmeadow possession with 14 seconds to go in this opening quarter. Cardinals looking for space now. With 8 seconds to go, they'll try to fire in a shot, but again, it's another Davis save. So Matt Davis has been up to the task in this first quarter, not letting in that much. I mean, that one goal was just tough luck, and that will end the first quarter. Coming up, folks, we've got the second quarter. Longmeadow, Pope Francis, 1 seed Pope, 3 seed Longmeadow. Who's going to win today? Battle of the Heavyweights continues next, only on Pope Prep. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Ready to resume here. Second quarter about to get underway. Not the brightest of days here at Pope Francis. Rain. It's been a rainy day. Sun's come out a little bit, but the clouds are out now. Not raining at the moment, which is good for everybody, but you never know when the rain could come back. As we're ready to go, again, folks, we do apologize about the lack of camera in that first quarter. We really do, due to the weather and unfortunate circumstances with technology and water, mixing it with technology, and didn't really go our way. So we'll try to give you the best broadcast we possibly can from this point on. AJ Gonsalves, voice of the Cardinals, is extremely glad that you have chosen to be with us as we are set to get rolling here on Pope Prep. Again, thank you for making Pope Francis Prep on YouTube your #1 destination for all things high school sports. Cameras are back on. Here we go. #1 ranked Pope Francis in a hole, trying to fight back and show their fortitude. Down 1-0. The Cardinals looking to do something there. I believe that was Rich Roy who just got tagged down in the turf. He got a little bit of a taste of the 40-yard line in his throat, as it'll be Longmeadow getting possession. Not being able to do much. Rich Roy was right there. Playing lockdown defense, island defense there from Rich Roy. Longmeadow trying to create some space. They do. That was a shaking and baking a half there from Dom Varsity. Varsity has it for Longmeadow. Longmeadow passing it around the horn. Dom Varsity has clearly stood out in this game. I mean, he has just been shaking and baking at all levels. Been a difference maker for Longmeadow thus far. Varsity trying to give Longmeadow an early 2-0 lead. Dom Varsity. Varsity kicking it back. Longmeadow trying to fire it in. They made that look extremely easy. Longmeadow puts it in, and just like that, Cardinals in a hole now. It is 2-0 in favor of Longmeadow. Cardinals need to find their footing quick. Longmeadow has come to play and have put 2 in early at Pope Francis, and just like that with 11:14 to go in this second quarter, it is Pope Francis in the hole, down now by 2. So Pope Francis now down 2. Face-off coming in, it's Dan Bez. He'll take the draw for Pope Francis. Bez looking for it, trying to create some space before they can do anything else. Whistle does blow, so Bez now will have to take it the other way. Here's Bez. Mr. Bez moving on over to Mike Wilansky down the right side. The money Mike Wilansky, still looking to create some space. Wilansky trying to go in on goal. He shoots. Bullseye. Mike Wilansky puts it in. And just like that, the money Mike is money right now. Money in the bank. Mike Wilansky puts it in. And just like that, the Cardinals cut the Longmeadow lead in half. Goal there from Mike Wilansky, the senior midfielder. Playing A-OK thus far, finally gets rewarded with the goal. Mike Wilansky puts it in at the 10:56 mark here in the second quarter, and just like that, Pope Francis is right back into this game, now down by only 1. Mike Wilansky getting it done for Pope Francis. Star soccer player as well, so good for Mike. Getting the Cardinals back into this battle of the heavyweights. 2-1 the lead now for Longmeadow. Cardinals looking for some defense. Longmeadow trying to get a goal, trying to get back a 2-goal advantage. Creating space for himself is Dom Varsity for Longmeadow, right side. Moving it to the behind the net area for Longmeadow. They'll try to cut it in on Davis. He's ready. Longmeadow trying to fire in a shot. That was a blistering shot from Varsity, but the save is made by Matt Davis. So Davis makes the save, kicks it out. It'll be a little battle for it here, and I think that's going the way of Pope. Let's see. I think they're going to have an official conference. I think it went out on Longmeadow. We'll check in and see what the officials say here. Again, they're the ones on the field. They know better than any of us can. So it will be Pope Francis possession. Some of the fans here were not too pleased with the call on the field, so call on the turf rather. So referees came in, had a quick little conference, and changed the decision on the field. So probably did it for the better. As Matt Davis will get it right next to his net, and here's Davis. Matt Davis firing a long ball over to Ryan Goki. Here come the Cardinals, trying to create some space. It's Ryan Goki. Goki with speed down the left side. Goki trying to go coast to coast. Goki trying to cut it back to Ivy. Ivy will feed it into Wilansky. Wilansky having a hard time handling things. Wilansky will get it back for Pope Francis. Wilansky the 1 goal. 2-1, the lead for Longmeadow. Cardinals looking for it still. Wilansky trying to play it in. Longmeadow trying to get there as well. Intense game to say the least thus far. Both fan bases into it. Good to see on both sides. Longmeadow trying to lob it up the field. Here they come down the right side. Cardinals looking for some space, but that one will head all the way out of bounds. All the way into the track. So it'll be Pope Francis possession. As Matt Davis will try to get it back on track for Pope Francis with the Cardinals down by 1. Momentum starting to go the way of Pope Francis, to say the least. Longmeadow came out hot early with a 2-0 lead and most of the pressure. Cardinals have ever since had most of the momentum as Rich Roy almost tied the game during my speech. I don't even know how to describe my little. There you go. That's perfect. Thank you so much, Caleb. Tangent about how Longmeadow in that first quarter was just all over Pope Francis, but eventually here in this second quarter, Pope Francis at the start of it to say has gotten themselves back into one heck of a groove. Longmeadow. looking for space. The word I was looking for, Caleb, too, was spiel. A little spiel. But I was in watching the battle of the heavyweights. Here's that shot is in. It's Tom Varsity with the sledgehammer of a goal. And just like that, with 8:32 to go in the second quarter, Longmeadow has a comfortable 3-1 lead. Tom Varsity getting it done. He has been the star on the show today for Longmeadow. And just like that, it is Tom Varsity putting it in 3-1, the lead for Longmeadow. Face off coming in, it's Dan Bez. Bez trying to create some space. Rich Roy. Roy looking around. Trying to create a lane. Trying to fire it in. He'll take it back instead. Look for more space. Rich Roy has it. Roy over to Spurlonga. Gage finds his man. It's Connor Ondrick. Ondrick on over to Mike Wilansky. Wilansky stopping on the dime. He'll take it back to the 40-yard line. Wilansky will ponder the decision. Trying to create a lane. Trying to get the Cardinals back in this one. Down by 2. Wilansky trying to fight through the tough Longmeadow defense and firing a shot. But bullseye again. Mike Wilansky puts it in, and just like that, the Cardinals back in it again. 3-2. The lead for Longmeadow with 7:48 to go in the opening half. So the Cardinals again responding to the Longmeadow goal. It was a Varsity sledgehammer on that third goal, and then finally Mike Wilansky was able to carve up the Longmeadow defense, do the shake, the bake, the breaking of the ankles, and then turning it in for a goal. 3-2, the lead now for Longmeadow. Face off coming in. It's Bez. Dan Bez. Bez for Pope Francis, trying to create some space down the field. Here's Gage Spurlonga. The Gage train is rolling. Trying to get it going. No goals thus far for Gage. Rare occurrence, to say the least. Gage now will just try to fight through the Longmeadow defense. Spurlonga trying to fire on a shot. It's the save made. Let's see. Hold on. What's the official going to say down there? I think he's going to say it's a save, and we got a flag down. Flag down on Pope Francis. Longmeadow will try to take it the other way now. Longmeadow trying to do something. They almost had a nice goal coming in, but eventually Nick Cody was there to intercept and get the whistle. We'll see what the flag business is about. I think it's on Gage Spurlonga. Yeah, I don't think Gage was too happy with the officiating maybe, so he's down on one knee. So that means that Longmeadow has the opportunity to get that 2-goal advantage back again. Big opportunity for Longmeadow. 3-2, the lead for Meadow. 7:01 to go in the second quarter. Longmeadow. Opportunity is theirs, trying to fire on a shot, but the save is made by Matt Davis. So Davis makes the save. 6:42 now to go in this second quarter. Here's Nick Cody. Cody trying to fire a long ball down the field. Wilansky trying to make a play. He got rear-ended and sent down to the turf at around the 40-yard line. Longmeadow having a hard time handling things. Ziggy Buffon trying to give them a run for their money. Cardinals still trying to make a play here, but eventually Longmeadow able to get it back and hold it cleanly. With space, here comes Longmeadow, passing the 40-yard line onto the 30, stopping on the dime, still trying to create space, but eventually it's Nick Cody rearing in and taking it. Here's Nick. Nick around the 50, the shake and bake from Nick Cody. Nick's still going. Nick won't go down. He's like a train right now is Cody, but eventually he gets smeared down at the 30-yard line. That was one heck of a run from Nick Cody. He went to shake and bake. He was doing it all for Pope Francis, but eventually all great things must come to an end. So Nick Cody's excellent run comes to a crushing end at the 30-yard line, not into the goal, but it's A-okay for Nick Cody. Cardinals still with the fight. Not giving up. Longmeadow has thrown 3 knockout punches. Pope Francis 2. That's where we stand. 3-2, the lead for Longmeadow. 5:45 to go in the second quarter. Longmeadow with possession, trying to create some space. Longmeadow looking around, still trying to fire in something, trying to fire in a shot maybe. Nope. They'll back up. We'll try to create a play again. Longmeadow still looking for it. Cardinals still looking for some defense. Longmeadow going to try to fire in a shot. Trying to do something here, but eventually it is Davis making the save for Pope Francis. So Matt Davis covers up. 5:09 to go now in the second quarter. Goki will fire in a long ball. Here comes Pope Francis. Cardinals trying to take it up the field with Jake Jarrell. Jarrell, one of the star defensemen for Pope Francis that led them to a Division I state championship. IB did the same for the hockey team, but eventually that one goes over the head of Gage Spalonga and sails out of bounds. Good efforts here from Pope Francis. 4:50 to go in the second quarter, regardless of the outcome. Here in this first half, we've got the halftime report coming up for you live from the press box. AJ Gonzalez alongside. We'll break down what we saw here in this first half. Look forward to the second half of what has been a terrific game of lacrosse. And it's been a month hiatus for us in the lacrosse booth, trying to get it going here again. This is the perfect tune-up game for us. Longmeadow, Pope Francis, 1v3. Are you kidding me? Oh, no, AJ. Right on. 3-2 the lead for Longmeadow, trying to add on. Cardinals looking for a defensive stand. Longmeadow with possession. It's Finley Moran. Longmeadow still trying to do something, trying to crank it in, trying to fire on a shot. Save was made by Davis. Went off the mask of Ryan Goki, but eventually Goki's able to get under it and take it the other way. Around the 50. Here comes Goki. Ryan Goki to the 30, to the 20. And they're trying to fire in the shot, but eventually the save is made by Brendan McGear. So McGear makes the save. And Longmeadow, with pace of play, they're going to try to take it the other way. Longmeadow trying to do something. Ryan Goki, with that long stick, tried to come back and give him a nightmare, but eventually Longmeadow will try to fire in a shot. And what do you know they do? Longmeadow puts it in. And just like that, they get their 2-goal advantage back. It is 4-2 for Longmeadow. So Cardinals going to need a response now. Again, they've responded twice. For Longmeadow on the road, coming in this undefeated house of Pope Francis. It's been an interesting year for them, and I think we're going to get a goalie change here. I think we got a timeout coming. Are we going to get a goalie change, or is it going to be a timeout? Let's see. Both teams are coming off the field. Wondering what's going on here. I don't know what's happening. I think someone called a timeout, maybe. Let's see. Looked like Davis was getting ready to take his stuff off, but eventually I don't think he is. Okay. We'll step aside. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this short break. Stay tuned, folks. Pope Prep Champions play here. Back in a flash. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this is Pope Prep, because this is where the champions play. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 3:43 to go in this opening half. 4-2 is the lead. It's the lead for the visitors. Rain coming in on the forecast. I think, wondering what the stoppage is here. Welcome back, folks. I'm trying to figure this out. The referees are now coming in with Mr. John Goda, the athletic director here at Pope Francis, along with the coaches from both sides. I don't think anyone wants to restart this game at all, so they're trying to get as much as they can. I wonder if there's some weather coming in the forecast. I think there's a dark cloud behind this, actually. Supposed to get some showers coming in on the turf. Coaches are having a little bit of a conversation back. Trying to figure this out here, folks. I'm not sure what happened. I think a fan, I don't know what happened. Something came onto the field. I don't know, but it looks like we're ready to keep going. 3:43 to go. Opening half. Pope Francis now down by 2. This is O'Leary is on the field. Bit of a weird issue. We're trying to figure that one out. Radar not really progressing with us. It's going to be a rainy rest of the night here at Pope Francis. We'll still be able to give you the best broadcast possible. We may have to put a little bit of a tarp over the camera, but we shouldn't have any more technical difficulties unless somehow, some way, the computer gods upstairs don't really like us, but I think we'll be okay. 3:16 to go in the opening half. Longmeadow trying to go right in, trying to catch me in a sleep, and they do. I think they cut the Cardinals in a sleep as well. Longmeadow puts it in. It's Anthony Caloris putting it in. And just like that, Longmeadow, for the first time tonight, has a 3-goal lead here at Pope Francis. Frustrating first half has culminated here for the Cardinals. It is 5-2 for Longmeadow, and with 3:05 to go in this second quarter, they are in complete command right now. Cardinals going to need a bit of a bounce back. Before we can do anything else, Dan Bez did get pushed in the back, so it'll be Pope Francis possession. Bez got a taste of his own medicine. Here's the Pope logo. Here's the money man, Mike Wilansky. Wilansky trying to create some space. Here comes Rich Roy. Roy trying to move it inside over to Gage Spalonga, but eventually it's Longmeadow trying to take it the other way. Here they come with speed. Antonio Izzo. Izzo kicking it back to Caloris. Caloris looking for his second goal of the night, but eventually the Cardinals get back there on defense. Not for long is Jake Jarrell, though. Here comes Dominic Verratti. Verratti looking around. Longmeadow looking for a fourth goal. Or rather a fourth goal that would give them a 4-goal lead, so it would be a 6-2 lead for them if they could score here. If you're Pope Francis, 2:15 to go, opening half, a stop would be very, very nice. Longmeadow looking around. Creating space, they have it. Longmeadow looking inside, trying to fire on a shot, but eventually they had it. They had it all day long, but eventually Longmeadow at the very, very end could not hang on. It was just a trickler that rolled into Matt Davis. So the 1:42 to go in the opening half. The Cardinals will try to get something going the other way. Before we can do anything else, I think we've got a timeout taken by Pope Francis. Okay, so timeout taken by the Cardinals. We'll step aside, folks. 5-2 the lead for Longmeadow with 1:39 to go in the first half. Stay tuned, Pope Prep. Champions play here. Back in a flash. Game of the year is here. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're ready to keep going here on Pope Prep. Glad you can be with us. AJ Gonzalez, voice of the Cardinals, with you here. Dark clouds starting to come over Pope Francis, the turf. Looks like it's going to rain any time. Luckily, we're in this nice and heated press box, so things ever get cold and rainy in here, we'll be okay. Cardinals will have possession here to start out here with 1:35 to go in this first half. It'll be Rich Roy handling things for Pope. Here's Rich. Rich moving it on over to Zach Buffone. Or rather, excuse me, that's Jake Jarrell. Jarrell trying to fire on a shot, but eventually the save is made there by Brendan McGear. A little bit of a lineup changes here, to say the least. Rich Roy has been moved back to defense. That is something we have not seen. So Roy got moved back to defense. I think Jarrell lost a stick, too. I think the stick snapped on him. No stick for Jarrell. Another flag is down. This one's going to be on Pope Francis. Longmeadow trying to cook with 48 seconds to go. I think the drizzle's starting to come in. Cardinals trying to get on the defensive side here. Longmeadow looking for some space. 35 seconds to go. Tick, tick, tick says the time in this first half. Longmeadow still looking around, trying to create space inside, but eventually before he can do anything else, the whistle will blow. So eventually because of the flag. So for Pope Francis, he'll be in a little bit of a hole here. Mike Wolanski will be the one in timeout, to say the least. Wolanski will take the knee for Pope Francis. Been a dark day here for Pope Francis. Excuse me, dark day everywhere, and here at Pope Francis especially. Cardinals down 5-2. Could be worse here if Longmeadow is able to put one in before the end of this first half. Longmeadow looking inside. That was almost the goal they were looking for, but eventually the save is made still by Pope Francis. Cardinals will look for something. 5 seconds to go in the opening half. Ondrick just trying to create some space. Do a little shake and bake. 2 seconds to go. Ondrick couldn't see the time, and that's it. First half's over. Cardinals in the ruts. Down 5-2. Stay tuned, folks. Third quarter's coming up next. I don't know what these teams will decide to do. I think they're just going to go to half. So these teams will go to half. There's always that option of if they don't want to, risk it with the rain, that you may just want to, not have a halftime, but they will have a halftime. Coming up, folks, we've got the rest of this game. Stay tuned. Pope Prep champions play here. Back in a flash on Pope Prep. Halftime is upon us. 5-2. The lead for Pope Francis. All right, welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Cardinals down by a score of 5-2. Stadium lights are turning on. It's gotten so dark here. Umbrellas are out. So it's gotten dark to the point where we need the stadium lights on. So we're waiting for those to come on. Then we're going to be able to start this second half out. AJ Gonsalves alongside with you. Voice of the Cardinals is here. Rain's starting to come down a bit. Lights are turning on as we speak. One of the big questions of that first half was what was up with Gage Spurlonga, to say the least. A little bit of a little chat with the referee cost him a goal. I think it crossed the plane and went in. But Gage Spurlonga now will have to fight it back for Pope Francis. We've realized this with Pope Francis this year. They've been a bit of a second-half team. Up and down first halves, excellent second halves. Can they get it together now? When the pressure's on in this heavyweight battle against Longmeadow. Longmeadow is treating them serious tonight. Cardinals looking for some answers. Wolanski trying to fire on a shot, but the save is eventually made there by Brendan McGear. So McGear makes the save. Cardinals looking for the goal. Lights turned on. It's a night game feel right now here at Pope Francis. Here comes Pope with Connor Ondrick. Ondrick moving it inside to Josh Ivey. Ivey trying to fire in a shot. That one will skim all the way to the left of the goal. So goes to the left of the goal, meaning it'll be Pope Francis possession here. Wolanski. Here's Mike. Mike Wolanski can't hang it in for a while. Longmeadow, the stingy defense this far, has been their execution. As we have a little bit of a tarp issue. The wind is just so powerful right now that we're trying to get that tarp that's been covering our camera back on. As Josh Ivey's in a fight for it around the 50-yard line. He has it. Here's Josh Ivey. Ivey with space. Trying to make a play here. Ivey trying to fire in a shot. Did it go in? No. Save is eventually made there by McGear. So McGear makes the save. He has it now. Trying to move it around. Trying to move it up the field. Again, folks, we're trying to get the camera back on. Cardinals looking for it. Longmeadow in a battle for it now. Rain starting to pour down. Longmeadow looking for space. Trying to make the play here. $9:58 to go in the third quarter. Rain is pouring down now. Umbrellas are out across the horn. Longmeadow has it. With space, trying to make a play. Longmeadow around the 30-yard line, looking for space. Up 5-2. A lot of questions to answer here for Pope Francis. Number 1 ranked. Undefeated season firmly on the line now. Rain pouring down. They're going to need one heck of a comeback versus one stingy team. Pope Francis this year, it's been an up-and-down series of first halves for them. They've come together in the second half. The one team that you do not want to fall against in the first half and fall down deep against is Longmeadow. Longmeadow will make them pay at every sense of the battle. Ivey trying to move it up to Rich Roy. Roy having a hard time getting going around the 50. And eventually now, it'll be the visitors taking it the other way. Trying to create some space they are with a nice pass and a shake and a bake to try to fire it around, but that one will eventually head all the way onto the track. Rain's starting to come down heavy, like cats and dogs it is. Cardinals will hold possession. Here's Connor Ondrick. Ondrick, the senior, looking for space. He's creating it around the 30-yard line, running as fast as he can. Ondrick going to do something. Flag has been thrown down. So Longmeadow will be playing a man short shortly. Ondrick, with pace of play, will try to take it the other way. He'll move it back over to Zach Buffone. Ziggy working it on over to Rich Roy. Roy trying to get going along with Gage Spurlonga. Roy with space, trying to cut it around. Can't find the first angle he can take. Roy trying to fire in a little bouncer. Did it go in? It does. It's Rich Roy. Roy with the goal, and just like that, the Cardinals are fighting back. It is 5-3 now for Longmeadow So put the reservations for a quick and easy W on reserve. Longmeadow up now by 2 thanks to Rich Roy. Roy able to put it in, and just like that, the Cardinals are still fighting. Even though the rain's coming down, the Cardinal goals may still come in as well. Face-off coming in for Dan Bez. Reminder, folks, to like this content, subscribe to our channel, producing the best unique content anywhere on the high school sports scene. Fans starting to leave. Maybe they're turning into Pope Prep to watch this game. Rain's coming down. Cardinals looking for a fight back. Bez. Dan Bez trying to whack for it. So is Wolanski as well, but eventually Longmeadow will come away with it. Not before they're met by the quick presence of Josh Ivey and Rich Roy. Longmeadow with space. Here they come down the left side of the field. Anthony Caloris. Caloris looking back, finds his man, Dom Varsity, the Cardinal killer thus far. Varsity with space. Varsity kicking it back. Here's JoJo McClellan. JoJo trying to go. He finds it over again to Dom Varsity. Varsity working it back. Nice passing here from Longmeadow. Going around the horn they are now. 7:30 to go in the third quarter. Cardinals could use a defensive stand here. Bez trying to play the defense, but eventually it'll go back onto the stick of Varsity. Dom Varsity trying to get going, but eventually Jarrell got in there in the nick of time. Or excuse me, that was Goki, and Goki's going to get flagged too. So Dom Varsity will use the man advantage and try to take it the best he can. Here comes Longmeadow, trying to stuff it in. Big save made by Matt Davis. So Davis makes the save, but now the Cardinals will be a man short, and we've got an injury down the field. It is Dom Varsity who is down. So Dom Varsity down. He'll have to hobble off the field. Hope he's okay. A little bit of a stoppage here on the field. Man in timeout in purgatory essentially now is Ryan Goki. So the Cardinals will be playing a man short. Longmeadow with the opportunity. 2-goal game. Cardinals looking for a defensive stand. Longmeadow trying to create some space. Passing it around the horn is Longmeadow. Behind the net it goes. Longmeadow still looking for something. Cardinals looking for the stand. Longmeadow looking for the best chance to score. Longmeadow going airborne, trying to fire in a shot, trying to pick the poison, but Davis makes the save. The Super 7 selection looked A-OK there and looked out. Longmeadow loses a stick, so it'll be Pope possession. Quickly coming to take it is Matt Feely. Feely will move it over to Matt Davis quickly. Davis over to Connor Ondrick, but Ondrick can't hold it in. The pass got mixed up there in the rain. Ondrick and Davis not on the same page, meaning that Longmeadow's going to try to take it the other way. Quickly, just like that, they make the Cardinals pay. Ondrick can't hold it in. Longmeadow quickly takes it the other way. And just like that, when you make a mistake versus Longmeadow, they make you pay the other way. 6:15 to go in the third quarter. 6-3 the lead for Longmeadow. Big lead now for Longmeadow. Back up to 3 it goes. Big goal as well to give them the momentum back. Pope still trying to keep fighting. Undefeated season firmly on the line. Before this game, Cardinals were ranked number 1. Longmeadow ranked number 3. A lot of the players before the game were not too happy with that. And today thus far, they have shown us their displeasure with those rankings. And just like that, it is 6-3. For Longmeadow. Dan Bez will try to take the face off and go coast to coast, but eventually he'll have to just shake and bake through defenders. He shakes and bakes through Ryan Dzagowski. Bez still has it. Here's Dan trying to stay in bounds. He does. It's Dan Bez. Bez trying to do it all by himself. The Dan Bez fires in a shot. He scores! Dan Bez takes the faceoff, holds it all the way in, does a wraparound around the net, and just like that, it is Mr. Dan Bez. Big Bez puts it in, and just like that, it is now 6-4 for Longmeadow. Dan Bez getting on the score sheet. Big goal from Bez, and just like that, 6-4. The lead again for Longmeadow goes back to a 2-goal game. So Dan Bez getting momentum back for Pope Francis. Face-off coming in. Dan Bez trying to win it, but eventually he gets a face plant into the Pope Francis logo. Longmeadow looking for space. Trying to find it again, but that pass is heading to Jamaica. It'll be Pope Francis possession. Cardinals trying to go quickly now. Time is of the essence. 5:43 to go in this third quarter, but they are still down by 2. Matt Davis will hold possession. Varotti's going to give him a run for his money, but eventually he'll work it over to Ryan Goki. Here's Goki. Goki up the field to big Nick Cody. Nick Cody with space. He'll find the man. It's Mike Wolanski. Wolanski trying to hang on to it. Cardinals looking for it. Roy provides the bump for Wolanski to take it. Here's Mike. Mike looking for the hat trick, but eventually that one goes just to the right of the goal. And it will be Longmeadow possession. They win the race to get it. So Longmeadow will take possession with 5:15 to go in the third quarter. Here comes Longmeadow. Up by 2. 4:58 to go in the third quarter. Any more goals? It could be dagger punches in the Pope Francis. Longmeadow looking around, trying to find something. Here they have it. Longmeadow with space. Trying to move it inside, but instead they'll have to defer outside. Looking for the seam to take the lead and make it even bigger. For Longmeadow they are. Varsity moving it back. Nice passing from Longmeadow. Tic-tac, no. Cardinals defense is there with Nick Cody and Ryan Goki. Longmeadow still with space here. Trying to create it around the 25-yard line, but Longmeadow having a hard time in the rain holding on to the ball, and eventually it'll be the Cardinals taking it the other way. Here comes Pope Francis, the long stick. It's Jake Jarrell. Jarrell having a hard time eventually. He came all the way down the field, but before he could do anything else, he lost it around the 30-yard line. And before we can do anything else, we got a whistle here on the field. Flag went down. I believe the flag is on Longmeadow. So it will be Rich Roy possession. Longmeadow will be a man down. Big opportunity for Pope Francis. Anthony Caloris will take a knee for Longmeadow. 6-4 the lead for Meadow. Battle of the heavyweights. Cardinals looking for space. Ibe. Spalonga, and that pass goes over the stick of Ibe, so eventually it'll be Connor Ondrick taking it. Here's Ondrick. To Ibe, it goes back to Ondrick. Here's Connor. Connor looking for space. Connor Ondrick. Ondrick behind the net. Here's Roy. Rich Roy, we've seen him be so effective back there in his office. Gage still looking for his first goal. Gage trying to fire it into Ibe, but eventually that one will go off his stick, and it'll be going the way of Longmeadow. So Longmeadow does the job defensively. Cardinals can't do anything with the man advantage. Cardinals now will have to get back. Longmeadow looking for the goal to give them a 3-goal lead once again. Dom Varsity. Varsity looking around. Nice passing here from Longmeadow. Deep into the Cardinal end. On the 15-yard line, Longmeadow has it. Going behind the net again to Varsity. Dom Varsity faked the pass and put it in. Dom Varsity, the star of the Longmeadow show tonight, puts it in. And just like that, it is 7-4, a 3-goal lead now for Longmeadow. Dom Varsity behind the net. The silent assassin. Don't even see it coming, but behind the net, he's effective. In his office, making the Cardinals pay on the defensive ends now. 7-4, the lead for Longmeadow. Face-off coming in for Dan Bez. Wins it cleanly, moves it up to himself to the 40-yard line. Bez will fire it in quickly over to Rich Roy. Roy will fire a little saucer pass to Sperlonga. Here's Gage. Cardinals are going to have to rely on the big man. Gage Sperlonga to get back into this one. Andrick. Gage Sperlonga. Sperlonga with space. Finds his man. It's Mike Wolanski. Wolanski. Over to Andrick. Andrick to Spinorama. Andrick moving it back to Wolanski. Here's Mike. Wolanski over to Ziggy Buffon. Ziggy back on over to Wolanski. Wolanski on over to Andrick. Here's Connor. Connor Andrick to the 20-yard line. He'll step back again. Find Rich Roy. Here's Roy. Roy over to Gage. Gage train rolling to the 30-yard line. Gage looking around. Scrambling, trying to fire something in, trying to find Ziggy. He took a shot in the back and a half. Ziggy Buffon got face planted into the 15-yard line. So it will be Pope Francis possession, 2:02 to go. Third quarter, game flying by. 7-4 the lead for Longmeadow. Andrick will bring us back into play over to Rich Roy. Here's Rich. Less than 2 minutes to go now. Third quarter. Money time for Rich. Can he make the Cardinals richer on the scoreboard? He'll defer over to Mike Wolanski. It goes. Mike. A little fake pass. Back to Ivy it goes. Josh Ivy at the 30-yard line over to Rich Roy. Right there to meet him. Rich Roy. Roy with space. The shake. The bake. Rich Roy. Looking around. Takes it back to the far left side. Roy. On the 20-yard line, Spinorama. Roy just going to hold it himself. 1:25 to go. Cardinals down 3. Cardinals have it with ease. 1:15 to go. Mike Wolanski. Wolanski over to Connor Andrick. Here's Connor. Connor Andrick. Over to Gage Sperlonga. Sperlonga. Gage. Spin, Orama. Gage train rolling. Here's Gage. Gage trying to fire on a side swiper, but it goes over the net. It'll still remain Cardinal possession. Ziggy Buffon got there in the nick of time. So Ziggy will bring us back into play. 53 seconds to go. Third quarter. Scoreboard, not really. It's just weird what's going on with the scoreboard. Time's going back and forth. Cardinals still looking for it. Wolanski trying to get in there, but the save is eventually made by Brendan McGear. Meadow trying to work it up the other way. Trying to create some space. Meadow going to try to fire on a long ball. Sperlonga is there to pick it off. Sperlonga's got an open net, but eventually he'll have to wait. Clock's still at 37 seconds. I don't know what's going on there. I think they got a call for time. I don't know what they're going to do here. 37.4. The clock isn't moving. Now it finally goes to 12.9. And finally the officials notice it. Let's see what they say. Is that going to be the end of the third quarter? Let's see. There were 37 seconds left, but officials have a conference down there. Bit of confusion. Clock's still at double zeros, or just with the time. Seven 7-4 lead for Longmeadow. I think we now are on officials' time. Clock's still at double zeros. Scoreboard still not updating. Officials, yep, it's going to be official time here for the rest of this third quarter. So it's official time from here on in. Here's Dom Verratti with the shake and bake, going to try to take it the other way. Dom Verratti looking for space. Dom looking around, trying to fire on a shot. Did that go in? No, I think it hit post. I think that went off the post. Still going to check for official time. Longmeadow will still have a little bit of time left. I thought that one went in. I think it went off the post, though. Longmeadow's still going to try to fire in a quick shot. They can't. It'll go all the way to the track. Got the shot off, but not very effective. Longmeadow trying to fire in a shot still. That one will skip up in the air, and that will do it. That's the third quarter. Pope Francis in a hole. Fourth quarter coming up, down by 3. Do they have an epic comeback in them to save the perfect season? Coming up, Cardinals Judgment Day will be on the line. Number 1 ranked Pope Francis, number 3 Longmeadow. A battle coming up, folks. We've got the last 12 minutes. Stay tuned. Pope Prep champions play here. Back in a flash on Pope Prep. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 12 minutes to go. 7-4 the lead for Longmeadow. Still anyone's game. Fourth quarter, folks, where wins become losses, losses become wins. Golden question right now. Can the Cardinals find a way to win? Clock is just completely reset, so we're going to have to figure that one out. It says there's 11:57 to go. We haven't played in 1 second of the fourth quarter, and there's no goals in the scoreboard. Wonder if that means we're going to be on official time for the rest of this game. I think we are going to be on official time for the rest of this game. So it'll be official time from here on in. Okay, so we are going to be on official time for the rest of this game. So we cannot give you an accurate sum up of the time. We can probably still run our 12 minutes, but it won't be as effective as it could be down on the field due to unknown stoppages. Here we go. Cardinals looking for some space the other way. Longmeadow still has it. Longmeadow trying to move it around. They have it. 11 minutes to go. Fourth quarter. Game firmly on the line. rough estimate of time, around 11 minutes. Yeah, I'd say around 11 minutes. Yep. So 11 minutes about to go in this game for Pope Francis. Down 7-4. They're going to need one heck of a comeback to win this one. Longmeadow trying to end all hopes of a comeback, but the save is made by the Super 7 selection, Matt Davis. So Davis does, in fact, make the save. Longmeadow gets it right back, though. He kicked it right back to him. Longmeadow still trying to fire on a shot, but that one will skippity-dip onto the track. So, stoppage your play. Longmeadow does still have it, though. Trying to get some breathing room. Longmeadow trying to fire on a shot, but again, they throw it right onto the track. Longmeadow with possession. Trying to cut it around, trying to fire a shot. They barely just missed the goal. Anthony Caloris just barely missed top shelf goal. That could have possibly been the dagger, but cannot hit. Meaning that it will still be Longmeadow possession. Won the foot race out of bounds, so this is Longmeadow possession. Davis trying to get in there, trying to make the save. He does. He gets pressured out of his net. Cardinals still looking for it. Here's Jarrell. Jarrell kicking it back over to Matt Davis. Davis goes stick to stick to Ryan Goki. Goki up the middle of the field. He's up to the 40. Ryan Goki. Goki trying to cut it back. Longmeadow still looking for it. It'll eventually be Connor Andrick coming in to take it. Here's Andrick. Wolanski. Here's Mike. Mike. Moving it over to Gage Spurlonga. Spurlonga. Moving it in. There's going to be a flag here on Longmeadow, too. Opportunity for Pope Francis is theirs. About 8 minutes to go. Cardinals need some goals quick. They're going to have to rely on the big man, Gage Spurlonga. Gage train rolling, trying to fire on a shot. There it is. There it is. They're down by 2. All they need is 2 now. Gage Spurlonga puts it in. And just like that, the sea of red and white comes together. 7-5. The lead for Longmeadow. Flag went down. I believe the flag is going to be called off thanks to the goal, or will it? Let's see. Seven 7-5 lead. Around 8 minutes to go. Dan Bez. Bez moving it over to Rich Roy. Roy back over to Gage Spurlonga. Spurlonga moving it over to Wolanski. Here's Money Mike. Mike moving it on over to Gage. Gage Spurlonga. Spurlonga over to Andrick. Andrick over to Ziggy. Ziggy. Over to Roy. Here's Rich Roy. Roy trying to make the play. Goes back to Spurlonga. Here's Gage. Gage cutting it back. Wolanski. Michael Wolanski. Wolanski. Has it back over to the Spurlonga. Spurlonga, fake shot. Andrick trying to get going. Cardinals down by 2. Spurlonga trying to make it down by 1. That'll go out of bounds. It'll still stay Pope's possession. How about that? About 7 minutes to go. Cardinals still fighting till the very end. Cardinals trying to fire it in, but no. Eventually, Longmeadow will block it off to the right side. Here's Ziggy Buffon. Ziggy trying to move it on over and in to Connor Andrick. Andrick will keep it alive, keep things going for Pope Francis, trying to keep it moving. Connor trying to play a little soccer. We've seen him do that in the past. Cardinals trying to get back now. Gage trying to use the body a bit. He does. I think he used it a little bit too good there. Before we could do anything else, I think we got a whistle. We got a whistle and a timeout. So timeout taken with about 7 minutes and change to go. Again, no time on the scoreboard, so we're not going to be able to tell you. 7-5, the lead for Longmeadow. Game not over, hope not lost. Cardinals looking for the bounce back right here on Pope Prep. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Cardinals in a row. 7-5. Once was 7-4. Cardinals had a big goal from Gage, finally getting on the score sheet to make it a 7-5 affair. Pope Francis, opportunity is theirs. Longmeadow, meanwhile, with a 2-goal lead, still in command, trying to get the 3-goal lead, trying to get a goal back. As they have it, it's Dom Varsity who will take it in now for Longmeadow. Dom, moving around the horn. Jojo McClellan, that is. Can't get it through the big stick of Cam Gillis. Reiser trying to get in there. Cardinals looking for it. Nice defense by Ryan Goki. Will lead to big Jason. Here's Jason Reiser. Reiser up the field. Rich Roy. Roy shot. Trying to go on the floor on the board style. Can't. That'll mean that Ziggy Buffon will take it for Pope Francis. Opportunity coming in. Can the Cardinals put it in? Andrick over to Rich Roy. Roy. Over to Andrick. Andrick trying to fire in a shot. That one will go to the right of the goal. Good opportunities for Pope Francis starting to roll in. Trying to take the lead. About 6 minutes to go. Again, it'll be officials' time. Officials control the time from here on in. Andrick. Connor Andrick. Andrick looking around, trying to create some space. Goes over to Zig Buffon. Back around. Roy. Rich Roy trying to set one out in front. Ivy! He scores! He scores! It's Josh Ivy! Josh Ivy puts it in. It's 7-6 now. It's 7-6. You can feel the momentum completely flipping. With about 5 minutes to go, Josh Ivy has put it in. It is 7-6 in favor of Longmeadow. Opportunity for Pope, the comeback kings. These guys just do not give up under any circumstances. We've seen it this year. First halves have been kind of meh. Third quarters even a little bleh. But fourth quarters have been where they've been the best this year. Fans starting to get back into it. Down by a goal now. All Pope needs is one to tie. And it will be Pope possession. Here's Spralaga. Gage Spralaga. The chance to have an ultimate movie here against Longmeadow, a team that has just come in here and steamrolled Pope Francis over the years. Gage Spralaga has been working hard for this moment, trying to fire in the goal, trying to fire in the tying goal, but eventually he can't. Longmeadow will get it back now. Again, folks, officials' time will decide this game. Officials can end the game at any given time from now on. They control the clock. There is no clock on our scoreboard. So only the officials and maybe the athletic director, Mr. Goda, know the time, and maybe even the coaches. No one else, no fans, no spectators really do know the time. So it's anyone's guess. We have run a clock and simulation up to this point. It's about 5 minutes, about 4 minutes to go in this game. So again, anytime the officials can stop this game. So if you hear 2 whistles, that'll be it. It's all over. Longmeadow trying to fire in a shot. What do you know? When Longmeadow needs a goal, they respond right back. Longmeadow able to put it in, and just like that, what was once a 1-goal game has now turned into a 2-goal game. Longmeadow was in the weeds, in the ruts, but finally able to capitalize and put it in. So eventually and finally, they put it in, and just like that, it is now an 8-6 game. Fight back from Longmeadow. A-OK. 8-6, the lead for Longmeadow. Dan Bez. Bez wins the draw cleanly. Trying to take it the other way is Bez. Bez stopping on a dime. He has been excellent in the face-off circle for Pope Francis. Bez. Dan Bez going around, spinning around, trying to fire a shot from the 30-yard line. But eventually, the save is made by Brendan McGear. So McGear makes the save. Longmeadow quickly with pace of play going the other way. They'll try to take it and put something in. Trying to make it a 9-6 game. Trying to get a 3-goal lead back. Longmeadow starting to move it around nicely. About 3 minutes to go. 3 and change to go in this game. It has been a barn burner thus far. Slobber knocker indeed. Battle of the Heavyweights is not disappointed. 2-goal lead for Longmeadow. A goal here could be the dagger for Pope Francis this evening. Longmeadow just trying to kill as much clock as they possibly can. Eating the clock now is Longmeadow. They can feel it. This game coming down to its closing minutes. And one more Longmeadow goal would officially, I think, be the dagger. Can Longmeadow put it in? They'll try to fire a shot. Skips over Davis. Longmeadow gets it right back, though. Open season for them. Can fire a shot, and they score, and that could be the dagger. It's Anthony Caloris putting it in for Longmeadow, and just like that, they take a 9-6 lead and get that big 3-goal lead back. That could be the dagger. Frustrating for Pope Francis. Longmeadow, for years and years and years, has come in here and steamrolled Pope Francis. Now, they came certainly and awfully close to taking this one today, ranked number 1 by the experts, and now in a run. The undefeated season clearly on the line. Less than 3 minutes to go. That's what our estimation thinks. Cardinals trying to work it around. Trying to fire on a shot quickly there was Gage Spralaga. I think he lost it in the sun there. Sun's come out too. So we're going to have a nice ending to what has been a terrific ball game here. It'll be Mike Wolanski holding it in for Pope Francis. Wolanski. Cardinals need a goal as quick as possible. Coming up, we've got the Cardinal postgame Try to wrap it up in relative time. Break down what we saw here. Look forward to a nice week of Pope sports if the sun can stay out and the rain can go away. And Gage Spurlonga puts it in. Cardinals still not done. Spurlonga nets his second goal. And just like that, it is 9-7. The lead now. 9-7 the lead. Spurlonga nets another. Second goal today. Longmeadow is kept in relative check. And with about 2 minutes to go, Longmeadow up 9-7. Again, folks, reminder, like this content, subscribe to our channel. Producing unique and original content like this every single day of the week. So no matter where you are and however you may be listening, we thank you. Face-off coming in. Cardinals trying to take it the other way. Trying to create some space. Josh Ivey. Ivey with speed. Trying to take it the other way. Less than 2 minutes to go. Molansky trying to fire in a shot. That one will head out of bounds. 9-7 the lead for the Lancers. Some of the Longmeadow fans showing their displeasure to these officials now, arguing whether it was a shot or not. Cardinals trying to fire it in somehow, some way. Ivey trying to get there, but the defense just too stingy for Longmeadow. Ivey in a concentration camp there. It was a tough one for him. Cardinals have it. Still trying to move it around. Here's Ziggy Buffon. Detroit. Molansky. And Molansky having a hard time getting going. Longmeadow now will try to take it the other way. Before we can do anything else, we've got a whistle. Is that game? Is that the game here? It can't possibly be, right? Trying to figure this out. Was it a timeout? I don't think that can possibly be game. About minute 30 left to say. I think Longmeadow did take a timeout. Longmeadow took a timeout. We'll step aside. There's about a minute, and we want to say 30 seconds left here. Minute 30 seconds. Current score on the board, 9-7. The lead for Longmeadow. Coming up, we've got the rest of this game. Stay tuned. Champions play here at Pope Prep. Back in a flash after the timeout on Pope Prep. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I think there's about a minute 30 left here maximum. The current lead is 9-7 for Longmeadow. Finishing touches for them could be right now. One more goal would certainly do it. Longmeadow trying to create some space. It's been the Don Varsity show today. Longmeadow looking around, trying to make the play. They have it. Cardinals looking for some defense. About a minute to go. Longmeadow just putting the finishing touches on this one. They're just going to try to chew as much clock as they possibly can. Pope's got a pressure at every outlet now. Less than a minute to go. They've got to be on the ball. Less than a minute to go. Again, we have a counting clock up here. Our counting clock says there's 10 seconds left. And if so, Longmeadow, a statement today at Pope Francis to not forget about them. Clock up. Is that going to be it? Yes, it is. That is it. Our clock was spot on. The game ends. A statement win for Longmeadow. They take care of business at Pope Francis and win this game by a final score of 9-7. Statement W today for Longmeadow. Coming in, taking care of business against the undefeated Cardinals. Undefeated season up in smoke. Longmeadow gets the job done and takes the W today by a final of 9-7. Coaches will shake hands. Players will do the same. It was a good game of lacrosse all the way around the board. Longmeadow just made the Cardinals pay on the mistakes and finally caught up to Pope Francis. It'll be a handshake line to end this today, and that'll do it. For Caleb Gilmet, I'm A.J. Gonzalez, the voice of the Pope Francis Cardinals, saying so long from Springfield. Our final score, 9 for Longmeadow and 7 for Pope Francis. We got a fun week coming up here on Pope Prep. Hopefully the rain doesn't sour it. We'll see you next time right here on Pope Prep. Final score, 9-7. Lancers win. 3 seed upsets the 1 seed at Pope Francis. Thank you and good night from Springfield.